feel like I should be helping.
Oh, well.
I just still didn't even move a muscle.
It's just another secret that everybody knows.
We're at the first scene for our new music video here at the Travel Inn in Lebanon, Tennessee. We're super excited, doing BTS with Risa Photography. We're gonna have a good day. We're actually gonna get the director to explain more about the scene. I don't know all the details, but it's gonna be a good time. You said like it's not this, right?
It's not this.
There'll be new furniture and like kind of a
darker furniture, darker drapes, darker lampshades. There'll be mirrors around the room for our reflections, and there'll just be gross newspapers and clothes all over the place.
That's awesome. So I think this scene is kind of a smack talking scene. Like she'll walk by and they kind of cut eyes at her. That happens in a small town. You know, the song said it's a simple life. It's not a perfect life.
Well, this simple life ain't as easy as it sounds.
And action.
It's getting warm out here. This is our entertainment. Pete just got here and they're in there shooting Crying Ruthie. They just got through and he was telling us that Ruthie, the actress here, she was screaming and crying and we couldn't hear anything out here, but he said she did great. Chills. Can't wait to see it. They're going to show us some playback real quick, so let's go see if they've got that ready. I'm not sure if they do or not.
So the other version of herself will be standing right here that we've already shot, and she looks in this version, and this version with the shine bottle is sitting there yelling at her.
See y'all later. We're going to head on over to the next set. The next one is like a corner store with Old Man Rainey from the second verse. So it'll be pretty fun. We'll have him out there shoplifting some stuff. Maybe we'll get some good stuff out of it. We're inside the store that Old Man Rainey is going to shoplift from. It smells really good in here. If you could smell this, you'd be really hungry. Dustin's going to tell us what's going to happen.
Yeah, so this is obviously tying to the actual character of the song, Old Man Rainey, leaving with a little more than he paid for. So we've got him coming out of the front of this store, and there's a couple of guys that play the illusion in the song that everybody is aware of our secrets. It's a secret everybody knows. So these two old timers sitting on the bench will represent that emotion and witness Old Man Rainey coming out and kind of cast him a glance that tells us that they know that he's taken a little more than he needs. And we see him just kind of travel around the back of the building where he ultimately ends up later in the video at kind of a homeless fire where he pulls out these items and a surprise item falls out that he's forgotten about for some time.
So it's Charlie. Charlie's playing Old Man Rainey coming here. He talked to us before and said this is his third music video. What, Larry Fleet and Kid Rock were his first two. So he was kind of nervous talking about how many takes it's going to take him. He's doing awesome. So Kyle that plays Danny, I think is going to get a shot here where he's driving by and sees Old Man Rainey. So that's what they're doing over here. If you can see the purple blanket outside the car and what they're handling there. They're mounting something on the car so the camera stays beside it. So we see all this on movies and stuff all the time. It's kind of cool to see it up close. This is exactly like my first vehicle. So I was going to ask what year it was. 05. See, mine was 06, I think. Because I remember I had dual exhaust, and backing out of my buddy's driveway when I was 16, I dropped off his driveway, and one of my exhausts, like the clamps holding it up, broke. So we got over there and it literally just broke off. And then after that, it sounded better to us. So we just left it with a missing exhaust. So I was like, it's got an exhaust and a half. So I got my manager, Pete, is driving his nice new shiny truck down the street. While the camera guy's in the back, he's going to pan across the father and son here, putting the fishing pole in the back of the truck. Get that Chevy logo in there and we get that sponsorship. So now we're going to go
back to the first one?
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to leave. We're leaving the tobacco shop, and the next scene is an alley shot where they'll get some stuff of Old Man Rainey again, and I believe we'll do some performance shots there. So we're going to go back to the first place we shot at and get my clothes, and then we'll have to do all the changing and hair and makeup and all that kind of stuff. So it's time for me to do some work. So we're about to go over here and do some of the performance shots, and that's where I'll basically sit there in a lot of different positions and just sing along to the song, and it's where they'll kind of anchor the music video to it. They'll do all the shots we've been doing throughout the day. They've got it all set up down there. So this right outside the back of this alley is like the main town square. Live in Tennessee, so you kind of have to fight having cars driving by and all that other stuff and not catching that in the shot. But it's pretty interesting. Like full takes of the whole song.
Full takes of the whole song. Yeah.
What's my close focus?
Send it!
Seems like they were creating more texture, I guess, by they had some people with buckets of water and cups of water and things like that pulling them out.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so what was that all about?
So the ground kind of obviously falls flat without the lights, or with the lights on and no water, it just falls flat. So we had everybody bringing 10-gallon buckets in to just douse it and carry and motivate all that light all the way through the alleyway. And yeah,
That's awesome.
reflections everywhere, which is honestly kind of cool that we have all that reflection because the whole video is playing on reflection.
Right. Doing a scene now with Old Man Rainey, kind of at his fire that he builds. He doesn't have a home. Pulls out his couple items that he shoplifted, and he's got a picture in his pocket that's of his son, who is the same guy from the beginning of the song you'll see in the picture. And it's actually Kyle here. They photoshopped his face on someone else. And then they weathered the picture, which was pretty cool. Yeah, so they're getting sound now, so we got it. Dustin's gonna tell us here what he's got a scene that he's doing with Kyle, kind of fighting his own self, his inner persona, I guess. And Dustin will explain it better.
We're in Kyle's mind at this point. So Kyle's coming in from a night of whatever bad activities he's been up to, and he's scrubbing the sins off in this wash basin, and he's splashing it on his face, and he's just waking himself up. And then there's this figure that's coming in from the background, and up until this point, we don't really know who this figure is or what this plays as, but it's almost like we're in his mind, and that other persona is coming in and meeting him, and he comes to acknowledge that darker version of himself. And when he sees it, it's terrifying because it's that version of himself that he's most regretful of or most remorseful about, and he has to visually come to terms with it, and he panics and freaks out and goes into a total state of disarray and just sobbing and remorse in the bottom of this bathroom floor.
Oh, so we're pulling away from the hotel. A lot of the crew's back there switching it back to how it looked when we got here. We trashed it pretty good for that last scene, but we're actually going to go right back here behind this hotel is the bar from the bar scene of the Love is a Dead End Road music video. So they're doing kind of a loose tie-in there because we used some of the same characters branching off from each video to have just some connection there. So we're going to go back over and get an external shot of this couple leaving the bar before all of the events of this video, and then that'll be it. It's about midnight, so I think half an hour or so we'll be wrapped up and call it a day.
Backwards for me, Kyle, pulling her down the building. Give her a little spin. You're gonna pull her out of frame for me. Give her a little spin. Let him leave. Cut.